Longtime fans of the show should be familiar with the lender formerly known as Sue Pullen, and I'm pleased to announce that she's back, fresh off a rebrand and ready to help as Sue Mackey. Sue is a certified mortgage advisor at Fairway Independent Mortgage, an equal housing lender who focuses on finding the right product for you and your needs. She has over 20 years of experience helping thousands of homeowners. Whether it's purchasing, refinancing, or even a reverse mortgage, Sue will help. Sue's licensed in 36 states now, so reach out and let Sue Mackey it happen for you. The best way to reach her is just give her a call at 520-977-7904 or in an email, spullen@fairwaymc.com. Fairway Independent Mortgage has an MLS number of 2289. Sue Mackey has an MLS number of 206048. That email again, spullen@fairwaymc.com, and that phone number is 520-977-7904. Shoot Sue an email and let her know she needs to update that address. Disclaimer time. This is where I tell everyone to lighten up. It's just a podcast. Trading is like that roller coaster at the amusement park. Thrilling, unpredictable, and potentially stomach-churning. What works for one person might leave another clutching their hat in the wind. Our hosts and guests, they're awesome, knowledgeable, full of insights, but we're not financial advisors. So don't rush to make any investment decisions based solely on our banter. Always consult with a professional or do your own research. Plus, let's face it, we like to have fun, laugh, enjoy the trading ride together. It's all in the name of good podcasting fun. So remember, take it easy, don't bet the farm, and keep your seatbelts on at all times. Thank you for listening.
Say words?
No, you can say bonus track.
When do you want me to start talking?
Right now.
Okay. So, what about this? So we categorize discipline with those couple of words, right, on like the reactive discipline, structured discipline, da-da-da. Okay, another, like, if you take that as like subcategories, right, if this were like a decision tree, if they like go higher on the thing, you could think emotional self-discipline as a category, financial self-discipline, time management discipline, social discipline, professional discipline. And when you think of that, what I find interesting is like, what if you're hung up on like an issue with your trading and you haven't yet or haven't thought of differentiating, is it a financial discipline issue or is it an emotional discipline issue?
Nice. Yes. Love it.
I oftentimes link the two together, right? Like because of my background and where I come from, I link like the financial side, or I have struggled to link the financial side and the emotional side together. Like kind of they are married to me. Like they kind of go together. The more, fiscally irresponsible I may be, the more emotionally charged I get, that's at least something I have to worry about. But what if someone's just like financial discipline is so poor that like it's not an emotional whatever. They'll just spend it till it's gone. And then when they save up enough to try again, they'll save up enough and then blow through that again because they just have no financial discipline. What if it's quite the opposite? To your point, what if it's on the flip side?
But I mean, can you use that to find like, maybe I have shit financial discipline, but I have really good emotional discipline. So now I can use that information to try to build into my processes, things that lean into my strengths and shy away from my weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, I just think
different
love
contexts.
to dive into this.
Yes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think so. Or even like
Please.
another one was like personal discipline or like defensive discipline. So like
Discipline.
how guarded and careful you are, how disciplined are you to be, or it's almost like kind of mushing it together. But one of the other ones on the list is like how disciplined are you about how you guard yourself against like outside influences or outside like things that would affect you, right? Yeah. So some people do a great job. They're like a stone wall. Like what Kyle's doing will never matter to me with what I'm doing. But other people are not very disciplined, so they're very in that way. So they're very
more permeable
to want to, very much to pull in. What is he doing? What does she think? What does he think?
Now I'm looking at that like you just take, if that's you, like when you're sitting there, like put yourself in the mind of like the market, and the market, you don't want to let the market know that it's pissing you off. So now that's your discipline, right? Like you can lean into that maybe. I don't know. That could be a terrible thing to do, but
this is an interesting frame, Baba, because I tend to think that if you have one way of relating to discipline within yourself that it's going to generally apply to different contexts, but I imagine that there are some where we as humans show up really strong and other contexts where we get a little weird, like in relationship, for example, right? Like we can have really good maybe boundaries with work or something, but then in primary partnership, maybe there's like a way that we get like activated and we kind of lose ourselves or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it all have to do with core values kind of thing? That kind of seems like understanding where your values are
maybe.
probably help you understand what your disciplines are.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, when I started looking at it, I was like, gosh, what do we, I mean, there's like 50 ways you can slice this up, which really got my like wheels turning, because I was like, I feel like I don't know, I'm usually pretty hard on myself rating something like, if you're like, oh, how disciplined are you? I'm gonna typically
anything you're rating yourself, or you're more self-depreciative, you think? I
think I hold myself to an unrealistically high standard, therefore I'm not achieving that. So that's kind of a thing, right? For me, which did not do any favors last year, in case you were wondering, mentally or like trading. But so I think the whole like, how disciplined are you? How do you think about your discipline? Blah blah blah. Like I would have answered before all this, I would have said, I'm not really all that disciplined. I'm probably just disciplined enough. But now my definition and even like buckets for what discipline means, there's like 15 buckets where there used to be just one. And it was a very base definition. Discipline equals how well do you follow what you said you were going to do for the day and trade within your plan. And like, yes, that is like the simplest way to define it. But I think it's, a lot more dynamic, and there's a lot more moving parts to how if you really wanted to dig in and start breaking down, like, why do I do the things I do, or why do I not, or just, what are my unique challenges? I think it can get, it's a lot more than just so simple as, do I really do what I'm saying? Am I really disciplined? Oh, I don't know. I can't wake up in the morning.
It's complex.
And I was surprised by that, which is probably why I kind of fixated on this for like, a little bit, because it was like curious to me.
Something that I've found that I guess, like one thing that I think I'm really good at is keeping my word. If I tell somebody I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it. So when I take that approach to trading and I say, you know what, today this is the thing that I'm going to do, like I felt like that worked really well. Maybe that's, maybe that's
you write that down, or
what's that?
Do you write that down? Or?
When I was doing that on a regular basis, I was writing it down. I haven't felt the need for it, but I think I need to bring that back now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, I remember that phase. You would write it down in your notebook every day.
That would be my thing.
Things that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I keep a Cleo. If this is offensive, I don't mean this at all. If you appreciate it, I really mean it.
Let's see how this goes.
Let's see how this goes. And look at me, okay? I'm wearing camouflage. I have a beard, okay? I'm a crunchy, trashy, Southerner, right?
Like
we all love.
I was crunchy.
Not crunchy. Like I'm a dirty redneck from South Carolina.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Yeah, we all watch the anime.
Yeah. So I have a little stack. This is like this. I would say like the softest thing a couple of the softest things that I do. Like one thing I do is I periodically listen to a guided meditation on trading for like positive thoughts towards trading. So there's like mantras in there, right? Like I don't say them out loud, but I just find a quiet place, or maybe it's at night or in the morning.
I'm so offended.
Is this the Rich Friesen one, or is it a different one?
I'm kidding.
It's a different one. It's just kind of like from Well, I thought it was just kind of it might feel a little stereotypical, like, oh, Cleo.
Oh, that was
the
actually
woman.
the thing that you thought I would be offended by?
Well, it's like
Wait,
you're from
that-
California and you're a woman and you've talked about things like this, and I'm going to be like, listen to this, and I didn't want you to feel like
Oh my
I was
gosh, no.
pigeonholing you into like you're the only person
Baba,
that talks
I
about
don't
soft
do
skills.
that stuff anyway.
So I got
I
that
love
going.
that you
And
do that. I
another
listen to
thing-
like hip hop when I run, and that's like my thing.
Okay. Another thing I do, and this is specifically for trading. I just thought I would share these things with you guys because, like, we talk about discipline all night. But like, another thing that I have is a stack of note cards here with like different phrases on them that like help kind of settle things for me when, not like, oh, I took a stop, let me read a note card, but like maybe as like my day's getting going, I'll pull one out and like read it, like self-trust is the first step to success. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Like
Something to
just
get you
random,
motivated.
encouraging little notes,
Quotes.
little quotes, little notes, little things, stuff that Pax has said.
Reminders.
Yeah.
Can we
yeah.
have
So,
a channel for that, Baba?
do we have a channel for what?
Can we have a channel for that? Just for inspirational quotes. We should just make a channel
Inspirational
just for that.
reminders and quotes.
Yeah, just something for your morning quote, and you can drop one in.
Baba,
whatever.
also, this is so delightful. I love knowing this about you. I feel so like tender toward you. It's so sweet.
It's like when we found
Well,
out Mike listens to motivational videos and he's working out.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so nice.
I don't know. I just have found that like we need the market is a difficult environment, and so everything we can do to kind of, or everything I have found to kind of settle me and help me like remember why I'm doing this, and help me remember that the market doesn't care anything about my orders, and it's not out to get me or anything like that. Like really sets me up to perform at my highest.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
taking care of yourself in this
That's right.
crazy environment.
It do be
Are you
wild.
I think it's
suggesting-
awesome.
Are you suggesting Two Live Crew is not motivational?
I mean, no,
Music?
I've got some badass playlists I listen to sometimes. Like when I'm really like, if I'm a lot of times Globex trading, or like even on the stream, I'll have it playing in my ears in addition to y'all, whoever we're talking with or whatever.
What are you
Mhm.
typically
I-
listening to?
Well, so if you remember, we talked about music. I used to get so into the music I couldn't focus on trading.
I feel like that's what I want almost.
But
Mhm.
so I would just be kind of like more interested in the playlist. So I have some like lo-fi beats that just sounds like, probably something like a college student would play in the background and study to. Lo-fi Girl, if you've ever listened to her, that's a good one. And then
Nice.
I built a couple of trading playlists with like some more like house dance, like EDM type music.
I want to hear your
what's-
playlist.
What's your weekend chill music?
Will you
Baba?
share your playlist? Your trading
that's
playlist?
really
Is it too
private.
vulnerable? It's too vulnerable.
First, I want this whole discipline list. All the
Oh,
disciplines, the list of all the disciplines. That's what I really want.
Those are
okay.
good.
I'm sure I can find it.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can get into my old iPod.
On the weekends, I mean, so I play music. Like I love to play music, anyways.
Play what do you play? What instrument?
I play guitar.
You do?
I've played since I was like 14. Yeah,
Oh, we don't know
Nice.
this.
I lost a couple in the storm. Actually, it's pretty sad.
Oh man.
Aw.
One that was pretty special to me. But yeah, in college I built guitars at a shop, like
Dude, that's
custom
freaking awesome.
custom acoustic guitars, electric guitars,
Oh,
and
wow.
basses.
Damn, dude, we gotta get.
Yeah, you don't know anything about me.
Next time you're coming with
No,
your
you
guitar.
should have been. I gotta get you and Dan on that episode together.
I'd be
Once you
down.
talk about music. Yeah.
Honestly, this is embarrassing, guys. There's a lot of chain smokers on this playlist. Like a substantial amount of chain smokers. Do y'all know
Yeah,
who that
but-
is?
Good band.
Oh, I thought you were
No,
talking
I
about just
don't know.
people with a deep voice.
Okay, so
it's just like that.
But you're
scratchy
talking about
blues
people
voice.
that smoke, or it's a band called Chainsmokers?
it's a band called Chainsmokers.
Okay.
It's very like probably out of date for high school kids now. Another what else is on here? Like Kiara, like Gold, if you know that song.
Okay, great. I'm taking notes.
Like there's some Drake on there.
Yeah.
There's
Am I the
some
only, metal. Am I the only guy who likes metal, like System of a Down?
I think so.
Grunge.
Oh
Alice
God,
in
no, I
Chains.
listened to that
Emily
a lot.
I
Warren.
respect you for liking it. I don't understand it.
Hippie Sabotage, Halsey,
Craig's brother. You ever hear them?
Got some Beastie Boys on there.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
But then sometimes it'll be like Damian Rice. Do you guys
sure,
know who
I
he
know
is?
that guy. Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be like old Damian Rice, like Blower's Daughter, and or like Ben, what's his name? Old Pine is the record.
All right, here's what we're gonna do for next week. Since the food thing did not work as a double, it's gonna be a 5-song playlist that you guys got to bring next week.
The food thing didn't work. What do you mean about my salad wall? That was
amazing. Your salad wall was the only thing that saved it.
Okay, hold on.
Salad is what food eats.
Yeah.
Okay, what about okay, here we go. What about Nickel Creek? Ever listen to them?
Totally.
Or the Punch Brothers, which is still Chris Thiele, but like just in the other band. All right, and then we'll go into so Charlie Cunningham. Any takers? Like the song Minimum? Such a bop.
Yeah, totally.
Let's see. Mighty Oaks.
Yep.
The record Dreamers is a banger.
Got a little Aaron Lewis.
Dude, Tall Heights, Neptune, the album.
It's almost kind of folky.
Specifically, Horse to Water is one that I like a lot.
Great. I'm going to create my own playlist because you're not going to share it with me. I'm going to create my own Baba playlist. That's what it's called.
Were you a fan of Jack Johnson?
Yeah.
I saw him at the Gorge in Washington when I was stationed up there. It was actually a really good show.
What's it? There's an guy named. Let's see if he's. I have his stuff here. It's not on. You have to look it up on YouTube. Roddy Womble is his name, and he's like an Irish folk singer.
Rodney what?
Roddy Womble. Actually, he is on Spotify. So he has a song called Morning Coffee, I think it is. Where's it at? It would be on like 2017 album, maybe.
Everyday Sun?
Everyday Sun, yes, that's the one. That's a banger. I like it at least. Yeah,
Bear, you shared a playlist here.
Do what?
I just shared a song.
Oh, you just shared
a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you,
Charlie
Baba.
Daniels, nice.
Sorry.
No, Aaron Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Charlie
I
Daniels
could go on and on. I mean, and then we could go more into like, there's obviously like Fleet Foxes. If you ever listen to them, it's kind of weird, but kind of fun too. It's like folksy kind of vibes. And then if we went to like, so I could listen to that kind of stuff for all day, right? Hours. Or I could listen to like offbeat, like what's his name? I could just look over here and find him on the playlist. So there's Alexi Murdoch. You ever heard of him? A song called Orange Sky is one of my favorites.
Yep.
Ingrid Michaelson. You know her? Oh boy. I think that's her name. Yeah, Ingrid Michaelson. She has a song called. Oh no, not. Is that her name? Hold on. Let me look this song up.
This is all music you listen to while you're trading.
It would just depend on the day.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I'm trading, so a lot of these songs I'm telling you are songs that when I'm listening to them, they kind of captivate my mind because I'm listening to all the different instruments and I'm kind of really like vibing, you know. I will sometimes listen to that, but if I'm trying to trade it, it's probably going to be more like on the spectrum of what I call like a little more mindless music, like Drake or the Chainsmokers or Like like I have a playlist from like rap
I
from
haven't
high
listened
school.
to Chainsmokers in forever.
Yeah, you want it to be supportive and not distracting.
Yeah.
You ever listen to Al Stewart?
No, but I
It's
can definitely add it.
older, 60s. He was like the fifth Beatle. But I think you might like his stuff. You're the Cat's kind of easy listening. Really
Well, I can't.
good song.
Hold on. I'm gonna send this. This song is like. Why can't I find it? Oh, let me see if this is it.
Oh wow, Chainsmokers' top song right now is Chainsmokers and Coldplay.
Dude, this is the wrong thing. I'm gonna find this song. Regina Spektor,
Yeah, I like her.
"Man of a Thousand Faces" is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard on a piano.
Oh,
Hmm.
great.
It's like
Wait, what was it again?
it's called "Man of a Thousand Faces" by Regina Spektor, and I don't like vibe with all of her songs or whatever. I mean, but that one progression on the piano is so captivating. I mean,
Claire, are you
like,
building a playlist for real? Because I want it.
I
when you're
am.
done.
I have been taking notes.
Good.
Yeah.
You're funny. I mean, I could go on. I have a lot of songs on here.
Oh shit, we're still recording.
But then, like,
It's fine. This will be the bonus. And yeah.
This is probably gonna go out
It's-
Thursday and just
there's a country
After
guy, kind of like a folk country guy named Steven Wilson Jr. I think he's one of the best songwriters, like maybe of the last 5 years, 5 or so. So like "Year to Be Young" is a real popular song, probably one of his most popular songs. But there's also one called "Father Son," that is like, I mean, it'll like make you. Well, if you're a dude, it'll like make you cry. Like it's so
Did you ever-
freaking good.
Did you ever listen to Flowbots? Did you ever hear that?
Nope, but I can add them.
The No Handlebars still gives me chills when I listen to that. I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
No handlebars.
Yeah.
No,
I know that one.
Interesting.
I had so Dan's bandmate, the guy that used to drum for them, he was in a some sort of class. Like I think he was doing like night school, like night college courses with one of the guys from the Flowbots. But they never jammed
Interesting.
together because he'd never brought it up that he was a musician too. It's like,
Oh.
dude, could have known somebody who knew the guy.
Sort of similar
could've
to
been
you,
best
Kyle. You didn't know
friends.
Baba played the guitar all these years.
Well, it would have been like
So-
if Baba told me he wrote my favorite song.
Well, what are some other? So we already said
You
What?
weren't part of Pink Floyd for like the last 30 years before I met
Pink
you.
Floyd
were
is good.
you?
Floyd is good.
I find out you wrote Dark Side of the Moon. I'll lose my mind.
We said James Bay, right? We said that. James Bay is good. Need the Sun to Break, or If You Ever Want to Be in Love, that's a banger. Shoosh. John Mayer, of course, in that same vein. Some of his older stuff. Shoot.
I think we have enough.
I
Yeah.
can keep going, guys. We can stay here all night. I got it, boy.
I mean-
it.
You could just share your playlist. You know, that's another.
At this point, you already kind of have.
Yeah, I know. You just give us your best songs. Just share it in the
Here's-
chat.
Here's the other one that might throw you for a loop. So obviously there's a handful of country musicians that I like, but I'm pretty particular because I think the country genre
I think
is
it's-
like
yeah.
it's
It's not country
it's
anymore.
not
It's
not
pop.
what it once was, and it's fine that it's moved
Got
that way, but it's
massively
just not my
commercialized.
preference.
It's just not. It's not
Yeah,
the
so
same. It's not Johnny Cash. It's not.
So there's some country tunes I like, and then I'm gonna be honest, man. Small southern town guy, whatever. I'm pretty critical of, and this I don't know where this lands with you guys. I know, but I'm pretty critical of like the popular like Christian CCM top 40 Christian music. If you're familiar with any of that, like down here we have like Christian radio stations, like it's terribly produced, like annoying.
It's like the South Park.
Oh God!
Which sounds like they're in love with Jesus.
It's like impossible for me to listen to, but there are some artists that I do really, really vibe with. They're never on the radio and whatever, that are in that genre of music as well, which is probably like, wait, what? But I would never listen to that while I was trading because I'm trying to like kill the market.
Remember the band Jar of Clay or Jars of
Yeah.
Clay? I think it was.
Mhm.
Whatever happened to them? Because I never knew that they were a Christian band. That was one of the first albums I ever bought as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just disbanded. I mean, that was like 25 years ago.
I know. It was
30 years
like
ago.
I think it might have. There's no. I bought Jewel, Pieces of You, and Collective Souls self-title album. Those are the first two CDs I bought as a kid.
Jewel, she's one that was oddly.
Jewel.
She had an odd career.
Dude, if I want my go to sleep CD on the submarine, I had two of them. It was this one. Okay, System of a Down, Toxicity. That was probably not the best one to sleep to, but it was either that one or it was Dido's self-titled album.
Dido.
That
That's good.
freaking Dido album is amazing.
All right. So there was another band.
Wait,
from
also, though, I think you should listen to your Christian music while you're trading and see what happens. Just see.
see what
See if it
happens.
inspires
You know?
you.
No, see
So-
if God comes in.
Right?
Hey, you never know.
I've tried it.
Here's
Lord knows
another
I've
thing.
asked.
So
No, I've listened to everything from Christian music to Two Live Crew while trading. So yeah.
that's funny.
I just started getting into Wu-Tang Clan again.
Oh
I don't
my
think
gosh.
I never actually listened to him as a kid.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
You said Jars of Clay. That makes me think of a band called Caedmon's Call. They were in that same genre, pretty similar. They were a little more explicitly Christian or whatever. It's like very folky kind of vibe. Like there's a song, I think they might have did Playing in the Creek. I'm not sure, but there's also a song called Playing in the Creek that's really fun. But then one of the main songwriters for them, he left the band and actually like kind of publicly for a season like walked away from faith altogether and had like this whole whatever, and his name's Derek Webb, and so he is like he has chronicled his journey of faith through music, like unintentionally or intentionally, but you can like follow the arc of like his thinking, and if you like good songwriting and you're interested at all in like
Dude, that's
how
just good
someone
storytelling.
someone would go through deconstruction and reconstruction and it be very different on both ends, Derek Webb's albums from post Caedmon's Call to like his most recent stuff, it's so crazy to watch this thing play out for him. And like that's not my story necessarily, but I find it to be very captivating. He can also like really piss me off sometimes. I get annoyed with people who are hyper cultural, and I know that might land weird with everyone, but like if like everyone in the world says this thing is a big deal, and then some random person I know is like, oh, this is the biggest thing in the world. I'm just like, can't you, like, you get your ideas
Chill
from
out.
everyone else. That's really cool. How insightful. And not to say that like big things for everyone aren't big things, but that kind of thing kind of annoys me because it's very narrative driven at times.
History isn't just boring names and dates. It's weird, messy, and full of what were they thinking moments. The Buck Starts Here dives into the financial fiascos, questionable deals, and outright chaos that helped build America, $1 at a time. We mix in serious history from a fresh perspective, real, deep dives into the numbers and the moments that shaped the country, without the boring lecture. From presidential blunders to almost states, and the time an international war almost started over a pig, we break down the key events that made, and nearly broke, the nation. It's the fascinating, untold history you won't find in the textbooks. Subscribe to the Buck Starts Here podcast for a deeper look at presidential history that's anything but dull.
Longtime fans of the show should be familiar with the lender formerly known as Sue Pullen, and I'm pleased to announce that she's back, fresh off a rebrand and ready to help as Sue Mackey. Sue is a certified mortgage advisor at Fairway Independent Mortgage, an equal housing lender who focuses on finding the right product for you and your needs. She has over 20 years of experience helping thousands of homeowners. Whether it's purchasing, refinancing, or even a reverse mortgage, Sue will help. Sue's licensed in 36 states now, so reach out and let Sue Mackey it happen for you. The best way to reach her is just give her a call at 520-977-7904 or in an email, spullen@fairwaymc.com. Fairway Independent Mortgage has an MLS number of 2289. Sue Mackey has an MLS number of 206048. That email again, spullen@fairwaymc.com, and that phone number is 520-977-7904. Shoot Sue an email and let her know she needs to update that address.
Another fun one that follows a similar story like Derek Webb is David Bazan, which I really dig his songwriting. It is just so critical and hard and like very vulnerable and like kind of like it's like so gritty, man. But like you can tell he's just grappling with like what in the hell is going on in the.
How do you
like,
spell
why am I
Bazan?
here? Bazan. He's from your end of the country. He's from like what's right above you?
Oregon?
Oregon or Washington.
Those are
State,
good states. I
somewhere
like
up
those
there.
places. Beautiful.
Oh, he
Oregon,
moved to
Washington,
Phoenix,
Idaho.
Arizona, Seattle. He lives in Seattle, so
Yeah,
the
cool.
capital of all things a little bit awkward.
Seattle's an awful place.
But he's
I
got some.
love it. What's wrong with Seattle?
mean-
Outside of Seattle, it was nice. Like Bremer, like the Silverdale, like the other side of the city
Oh,
itself.
I
is
think
Ostensibly, most
Seattle's
of my
super
memories
cool.
of
I think it's
Seattle
super
are like
cool.
grunge years.
so many
Huh.
accosted by bums everywhere you go.
Well,
I don't know. That
Here's
hasn't
what I
been
would.
my experience.
They might have
Here's
cleaned
what
it
I-
up since I've been there. It's been 20 years.
Here's what I think we need to do as an episode.
I think it's changed a little.
Probably. Hopefully they clean things up a bit. Chicago. Man, Chicago's been beautiful every time I go there.
I liked Chicago. A
I'm
couple
serious.
times we've been.
I
Michigan
I might
Avenue, they keep
actually
that
go to
beautiful.
Chicago in July.
The tulips everywhere when they go out there in April.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Huh.
Yeah. That's a
Mm.
chef's kiss.
I
now
might
we-
actually,
now
for
you
the
know.
first time ever, intentionally go to Chicago.
When are you
in
doing that?
July.
July?
I might go in July. PAX is doing a little get-together weekend.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So.
Sounds
Interesting.
like fun.
Chicago's always been one of those cities I avoided.
Yeah.
I've flown through it a couple of times, and I've ridden through it when somebody else was driving, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's enough for me.
You gonna
I
drive or
have-
you gonna
actually
fly?
no, I have actually driven through it at least once. I forgot about that. It was
The
probably still have
people
some
that drive in that
PTSD.
city are not fun to drive around. I know I
No,
shit on South
no, it
Carolina
was-
drivers,
it
but
was-
Chicago drivers are pretty bad.
Dude, it was terrifying because I was driving across Chicago because I was going from Montana to Virginia, and I'm like, oh, 5 a.m. on a Tuesday, I should be safe. Oh no. These people, I mean, it's like 45-mile-an-hour construction zone, giant signs, and it is a construction zone, but it's a 5-lane freeway, and people are going 70. And if you're not going 70, they're acting like they're going to start shooting. It was
Yeah, you guys can have
psychotic.
Chicago. I'm keeping Seattle.
My favorite thing about driving west is like as you go through, it's starting about Texas or maybe New Mexico, but as you continue, I'm sorry, going east, as you keep going east, the fines and the penalties for hitting road workers like continues to increase. Like it goes from like New Mexico, where like, yeah, it'll be like $5,000 and a slap on the wrist. And then you
I
get
like
to
that
like
you're tracking
Oklahoma,
that.
it's $10K and like 10 years in jail. And then you get to like Indiana, it's like 15 years in jail, $15K.
What's it going to
Oh,
cost
no,
me to hit a road
it's-
worker here?
Yeah.
It's going up everywhere. No, we've had some pretty serious issues in Montana too, so they bumped up those penalties as well.
Do you guys have speed limits now, or they finally get that sorted
Yeah,
out?
well, I thought we talked about that one
Yeah, we
time.
did,
That
I think,
freaking asshole that lost the court case that forced the state to actually put speed limits back in. That was a long time ago too. That was like 20 years ago.
All right, how do we wrap this thing up?
Good luck on the editing of this. We probably
I
should
think-
cut some of this, don't you think?
I don't know.
Cut
That's
pretty-
probably
no,
all.
no.
It's just-
This is just like
See, I
B-roll.
don't have anything to go out on Thursdays anymore unless I have guest episodes lined up. So if we don't have guest episodes, it might just be a little bonus content.
Okay, great. I've been trying to talk to Banks in a humanity episode for like a year.
Oh my god, I know. Did you see with this post today?
Yes,
Dodging
he-
tornadoes.
Totally.
Ooh, we have to talk about
Literally?
that.
I think so.
Mhm.
I didn't even get to make
Maybe
my
we
joke.
do it next week.
I was going to tell Baba that Banks is trying to one up him.
It was nowhere close, dude. He hid in the
Yeah.
in the cart barn of a golf course for like 30 minutes and then
Yeah.
went home.
Almost
Now-
hitting a tree.
There are some pretty bad, heavily hit spaces there. If you've looked it up at all, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like buildings are just
Yeah.
missing like half of them.
Yeah, that
man.
was a big tornado that went through
I
there.
think
Yeah.
the localization of that is the big difference there.
Yeah, he didn't have a river going down his basement, I don't think.
Yeah,
No.
this is true.
Point still, Baba.
Yeah, we win again.
All right, let's stop this recording. Let people go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
This podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial or investment advice and should not be construed as such. The hosts, guests, and contributors of this podcast are not licensed financial advisors, brokers, or professionals. Any trading or investment decisions made based on the content of this podcast are solely at the listener's discretion and risk. Trading and investing in financial markets carry inherent risks, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Listeners should conduct their own research and seek advice from qualified financial professionals before making any financial decisions. The views, opinions, and information shared in this podcast are those of the individual contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the podcast creators or associated organizations. Produced by China Shop Productions.